What's up with it? It's your boy King, aka Kid Sam, and we jumping out the porch with Dirty Glove Bastards. Yeah. Every time we get into it about something crazy can happen. So I feel like that's a big risk.
Man, I feel like you're the one out of all your siblings, like you like the rebel out of everybody.
Yeah. Okay, I see. What up, y'all? It's your boy King, aka New King of the South.
AKA Junior. This is Tip, King of the South Senior, and this is GOAT Talk.
Hey everyone, we have an even more exciting tale in store for you. This time, we'll be exploring T.I. and his family, who have returned to the headlines. Don't forget to take a look at King Harris, one of his children, was accused of being on the DL. And as we dissect this scandal piece by piece, it's becoming clear that his child may not be his surprising right stick around. King Harris was born on August 25, 2004 in Tiny Harris, who lives in Atlanta, Georgia, is married to T.I. and comes from a large mixed family. He is one of 7 children in the well-known family, all of whom essentially grew up as TV sensations who have been on our screen since they were in nappies. Family all appeared on their well-known reality TV programs Tiny the Family Hustle and T.I., where we saw little King develop into a remarkable adolescent.
Who is it? Okay. Who is it? Okay. For the whole month? All right. Hello? Bye. Who is it?
I could go back to when King was Eris's age. I can go back to when Major was my granddaughter's age. And I wouldn't have been able.
But despite the fact that the show showed the many family problems that the large family encountered, full of lighthearted banter and realistic disputes, it appears King didn't receive the 5-star upbringing we believed he had. He essentially lived with his grandmother, who occasionally visited his parents. King talked about the circumstance, stating that he had lived with his grandmother for a while and had only been picked up by T.I. and Tiny to come film episodes for their well-known television show. This familial dynamic appears strange, I won't lie.
Because I live with my grandma. You know, we'll go to the house on like a weekend. They'll say, hey, we shooting today. We need y'all at the house. They'll come get me from my grandma's house. And right after we done, when the cameras go off, I'm right back to my grandma.
King kept growing up in the spotlight, and shortly after, like his father, he developed a taste for music. He started working on his profession, releasing new songs and combining his keen financial sense with his artistic vocation. A name for himself, his strong ties to his family's history in the entertainment industry, particularly his father, who has long controlled the music business and even won a few Grammys, were a major factor in propelling him to the top.
My fan base in Atlanta, from these past shows that I've been doing with Double F and on the tour that I just did. So I want to say it's growing. And the album gonna be crazy. So it's gonna, when I started to get into the music, like for real, because we ain't broadcast that as much. Because I realized I wanted to do music, like, I want to say, not the beginning, but almost the beginning of school. Like
King and T.I. were seen bickering on camera in November 2023 on King's upbringing. They attempted to show King that he was not from the hood by informing him that he never woke up, but King adamantly denied that he was raised with a silver spoon in his mouth. King maintained that he was from the hood and that was where he wanted to be at the time, despite having a cockroach on his face. His father had worked very hard to convince him that he was from the gated community.
Have you ever woke up with a roach on your face?
Here. No, that's not the goal.
All right, then. So there it goes.
Or in your ear.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I had some in the neighborhood with me that broke up with roach in your ear. Y'all want to go to the bando in my neighborhood? Do y'all want to go to the bando? Do y'all want to go?
King was no exception, as he had some legal issues that led to a rift between him and his father in September 2022. As we always see, celebrities eventually find themselves embroiled in some kind of scandal. Posted to Instagram to announce that he had been arrested and was being held at the moment, but no further details were provided. This sparked a public outcry in which some blamed T.I. for not raising King at the time, stating that he didn't take it seriously. In response to the negative comments made by fans about his parenting abilities, he posted a video on social media saying that people should stop berating him with all of that King nonsense and that he knows his kid and has spoken to him on several occasions. King is a good boy who is pursuing the wrong things, and he is trusting that he will handle him the way he thought fit. But this is some crazy situation, he said, stating that the son knows what is good for him and what is not.
Criticism as I receive about my son, I would like to shed light on the fact. We all got bad-ass kids, okay? Now listen, don't make it seem like I'm the only one on here who got bad-ass kids. I take the good with the bad and just let them know, you go into prison if you keep it up. I don't wish it on him, you know what I'm saying? I don't wish it on him, and I love him through it. Whatever he going through, I love him through it, and I can't.
King has had numerous other run-ins with the law, from missing court appearances to nearly colliding with a police vehicle to even having a gun and marijuana found in his vehicle following a search. In 2022, he was also charged with driving with an expired license. Well, I'll be damned. This young man just can't seem to stay out of trouble, and the criticism always comes down to his parents' poor parenting.
Not just as his own man, but he want to go through the different challenges and adversities. He want to be tested and be graded on his response to whatever his skill set is in that area. Not, oh, well, he did bad because he T.I. son.
But speaking of cops, your son got arrested along with T.I.'s son, right?
He got detained, but they let him go.
Okay.
The drama surrounding King doesn't seem to be going away anytime soon. He made headlines once more, this time for the most contentious scandal you can imagine. A leaked video of King and another DL partner having a passionate moment was recently made public. Rumor has it that the video was sent to both T.I. and King's baby mama, Big Nana, and you can be sure that this caused a huge stir on social media.
King, he's a passionate young man.
He's very passionate.
Yeah, and he has some tumultuous times. But the Lord ain't through with him yet.
That's right.
I mean, yeah, and he get better every day and learn from his mistakes the same way any of us did when we was that age.
Does he remind you of yourself when you was younger?
You know what he does? He reminds me of myself at a time in my life where I made the most egregious mistakes I could ever make. You know what I'm saying? And I paid dearly for him. But he has something that I never had.
Right.
And that's me.
Right.
And his mama. You know what I'm saying? He has a way of garnering attention for himself.
This video sparked controversy and a heated debate about respect and privacy violations among families, particularly those with powerful private figures. While some saw it as a nefarious attempt to split King and his baby mama, others seemed shocked by the scandal, and you can't blame them. He was reportedly caught off guard by the entire situation and is now worried about how it will damage his reputation. As you are all aware, T.I. has always maintained a gangster hustle persona in his lyrics and music, and in a largely hyper-masculine hip-hop community, gay accusations against him like this would undoubtedly harm his reputation and street cred.
If you're going to have an emotional attachment to their opinion of what you're doing, if you gonna care about what they saying, yeah, it's gonna be hard.
According to reports, T.I. is allegedly trying all in his power to keep the video under wraps and stop it from going viral in the midst of all this chaos. Big Nana is also said to have a copy of it. It is no secret that T.I. and Nana have long had a tense relationship, with T.I. doubting Nan's motivations for sticking with him. However, the released video further depresses this scenario. King appears to believe that Nana's motives were not honorable, as she was really trying to profit from King by taking advantage of the family's reputation and fortune. Now that she is apparently still has a copy of the video on hand, many people are raising their eyebrows because they believe she may be hiding something. In addition, it appears like Tiny and T.I. are. Tiny allegedly wants King to handle everything publicly, confronting the entire scandal and providing clarification in the limelight, despite their disagreements on how to approach it. However, T.I. is actively working to conceal this issue deeply because he wants to preserve his and his family's reputation, which has everyone guessing and pointing more. Figures at T.I. for claiming that he cares more about himself and his image than his son and how this impacts King. Yes, the negative parent narrative has hit T.I. in the face. Nevertheless, in spite of everything, Big Nana and King welcomed their son King Jr. on November 5, 2024, and they were all ecstatic when King shared the news of his arrival on Instagram. Kane was undoubtedly ecstatic to be a parent, as evidenced by the fact that he even released a song called Dear Son and included the child's birth date and a blue heart with a crown next to it. But this is where things start to go wrong, Dad. Soon after, there were rumors that Kane might not be the baby's real father. As you can imagine, this is all going to become disorganized. Nana is accused of not knowing the true identity of the baby daddy and choosing to place it on King. The situation is made worse by additional rumors that a DNA test was conducted and it demonstrated that Kane was not the father, and the storyline is becoming more complex by the second. This story went viral on social media, with admirers asking the family a lot of questions, teasing Kane by claiming that they had been telling him that his baby mom was a ratchet, but the family supported Kane during Zeke, and his older sister denied the rumors. The veracity of the assertions made by the DNA test, Tiny wasn't having any of this either, so she purportedly corrected the record on Instagram by sharing beautiful and affectionate Christmas pictures of the entire. Mama Bear was undoubtedly protecting her family by all means in an effort to retaliate against all the enemies attempting to tear them down. King, however, appears unconcerned with all of this in the midst of all this delicious drama. He also posted images of his son on social media, but he hasn't explicitly addressed the matter, staying quite silent throughout it all. Conducted a number of interviews in which he candidly talks about the difficulties of being a young father. He mentioned that he hardly gets any sleep, stating that the little man is constantly up at the crack of dawn, early in the morning, and keeps him up till the evening.
Girl say about me is a lot. I don't give a damn. I don't really care too much. That shit didn't affect me. That just made your source. That just made your information that you talk about not credible.
But he broke the mold when he...
They all got the same structure face.
It made me very special.
Oh.
They just got different.
He stated all of this in a social media video, in which he also tells us his son's tiny nickname. He is content and is embracing fatherhood, which might potentially transform him and make him even more mature. He concluded the video by asking viewers to follow him on Snapchat to see what he and his adorable child have been up to. He appears truly content, and we're all here for that present father.
No, you tired, you ain't getting no sleep, and the truth be told, before this little I ain't been getting no sleep, you know what I'm saying? I just been outside working, lifestyle, lifestyle just lifing, you know what I'm saying? And, but now I'm damn sure not getting no sleep. This up every morning, and then around the morning time, he like to do that little live concert I be doing with him. And, he like to walk around the house. So, that's what I've been dealing with. But if y'all want to come see what I'm going through early in the morning with Lil Junior, I call him Lil Jack as a baby, because Jack from... Anyway, y'all want to see what we doing? Tap in.
Well, in the dawn of all this gay rumors, we have to dive back into the past and unearth some juice on King's brother Messiah, this King's older half-brother who also grew up gracing out TV screens in their famous reality series Messiah, has always been a calm and quiet guy, staying away from the limelight and not putting his personal business up for everyone to see.
You like this girl? Mm-hmm. You know, I read that letter she gave you. She said she gonna break your balls if you break her heart. That's what she said. How long you gonna be with her, Ken? Forever. Because she gonna break your...
However, as he grew older, he discreetly left the show with many people, but this did not really worry him. At about the same time, Messiah was involved in a major scandal when rumors of him being in a same-sex relationship appeared online, supported by some extremely provocative photos. Let me tell you, it was scandalous shortly after that. Word on the street is that Tay was the one who forced Messiah off the reality show because he allegedly didn't want him there any longer due to his sexuality rumors, which would have harmed the show. This is just one of many theories that surfaced, with T being in the midst of them all because he apparently wasn't happy with his revelation about his son. There was no concrete proof that any of this happened as many believed, and Messiah simply vanished from the public eye. The image he had constructed for himself is essentially the same screenplay as King's scandal, and Tad always looks kind of fishy.
Left me a comment asking, was it true that Messiah was gay and that's why T.I. didn't want him on the show anymore? There is honestly no proof to this, but let's go ahead and talk about the background story and the information I found. So one, there was nothing on Instagram that I seen, nothing on Twitter, or now it's called X, but I did go to TikTok, and TikTok led me back to YouTube. So there was a lady commenting on this because she had seen a video on YouTube where someone said that Messiah was gay and T.I. wanted to hide that from the show because it was a bad look, because it ended up with some photos being leaked and stuff like that. So I want to go ahead and clarify that information right now. Messiah is not gay. Honestly, we don't know his sexuality because he doesn't talk about it. We don't see who he dates. And also, he's very private. He's really focused on being a blues musician. What the rumor was that allegedly Messiah was in some kind of gay relationship with a classmate or somebody in school. They were under the age of 17 sharing adult photos, even though they weren't adults, if you catch my drift. And somebody got caught up, and T.I. didn't want that to come out on the show and be associated with that, so he kicked Messiah off the show. T.I. wanted to protect the brand at all costs. Kicking his son off the show was his only choice. That story sounded like a bunch of BS. And secondly, it sounded like that story was getting mixed with something else that happened. I don't know if you guys remember, but sometime around 2017, there was this whole controversy around Rashida and Kirk's oldest son, Kai. And there was a lady who called Rashida's business saying that her son and Kai were having an inappropriate relationship and he was gay, and she was trying to confront her.
Since he was in college when he stopped making many appearances, his withdrawal from the program was partly related to logistics. As we all know, college is really stressful with numerous classes to attend and unusually tight schedules, so given that he was just concentrating on his job and trying to advance his music career as a blue artist, it makes sense that Messiah would be seen less and less. Despite this, he continues to maintain his high level of secrecy and keeps his personal life as private as ever.
Restricted being under my parents' roof for so long, you know. So I'm looking forward to having my own place because I'm ready to see what it has to offer. I just yearn for the experience.
All right.
So come on in.
It is obvious that King did not have the typical wild upbringing that most people had. In fact, he essentially grew up on television, with cameras constantly focused on him. He had a challenging adolescence, like most people, lashing out at authority figures and regrettably going a little too far, which resulted in numerous altercations with the police. Appears to be developing following the birth of his son, which we are all happy to see. What do you think of all of this? Is King still under suspicion? Did Big Nana mistreat him? Is King Jr. actually his biological child? Please leave a comment below and check back for more of our videos as we provide you with more information on the biggest scandal affecting Hollywood. You won't want to miss a thing.